No position in American sports feels the pressure or the weight on their shoulders like a quarterback. Hopes and dreams of an entire fan base of teams ride on whether their signal caller can lead them to glory. And boy, what a matchup of two elite dudes we have in this one. Glad to have you with us from Gerald J. Ford Stadium in Dallas, home to the SMU Mustangs. As we'll see a squad from the Big 12, the Colorado Buffaloes, taking on the 13th ranked team in the land, the SMU Mustangs. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David. The Mustangs will put total leather to crank us up. Out of the end zone. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. The Buffaloes offense will go to work first. Let's take a quick second to call out some of the impact players their coaches mentioned in meetings this week. Anything you guys heard that really resonated with you?
Yeah, I love when coaches talk about guys that bring it every single day. Like, that we can depend on them. They can get other guys lined up. They're always motivated. They're always being a great teammate. These are the guys that coaches love.
And big-time players make big plays in big games, right? These are the guys that have to play well.
And the quarterback pulled up two and sacked at the 12.
Well, he's one of the best in the country, and after not getting any sacks a week ago, we knew he was going to be a little frustrated. But he told us this week he wasn't going to try to press. He was just going to go out in this game, be himself, knowing the numbers and the stats would come. He's off to a great start in this game.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, hoping to throw beyond the sticks. Picked off, and the opening drive is stopped with an interception. Didn't find much room on the return, but now they are in business and poised to strike from the 25. Couldn't ask for better starting field position for this offense. Power football with the run. And I think they'll give him 2 on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up. And the Mustangs want to crank the tempo. To the air on 2nd down. Flips it out to the back. He hauled that one in and got it down to the 15-yard line. Now lining up to snap it in the red zone. He's going to look for a man on 3rd and short. Right through his hands. He had a touchdown and just didn't look the ball in. It'll be 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. And the pressure gets home, and the quarterback is sacked. There is a penalty flag on the field, but I think this is insult on top of injury. I think it's going to go against the offense. This offense plenty happy enough with the result of that play, so they just let the official put that flag back in his pocket and decline the penalty. RPO complete to open the drive. Lots of running room. And he's in for the touchdown, but hang on just a second. There is a flag on the field. That is brutal. An explosive play like that to be wiped out by a mistake. He'll do it himself. And some room to work. Several defenders get an assist on that tackle. And the Buffaloes can play this 2nd down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. Wants to go up top. Unloads to the wideout. Working the middle. That's a kind of play that can really get you going as they have a 1st down at the 43. Fires to the tight end. Still running at the 40. And they exploited that soft spot, and they get it down to the 35.
Well, I know the tight end did some good things after the catch, but got to give the quarterback credit, too, for the location of the throw. Because he put it out in front of his big man, he was able to make the catch and accelerate, creating some distance there between him and the defense.
And the Buffaloes come to the line with a new set of downs. Wants to throw on first down off the play fake. Put it where only his man could get it and gave him enough room to get the foot down.
Yeah, and the quarterback knew exactly where he wanted to go with the football, had time, spins the ball deep. Nice job by this offense, understanding what the defense is giving them and creating an explosive play.
And he never had a chance, just stopped cold as soon as he got it. Defense rolls up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a second and long coming. Trying play action. It falls incomplete. He was trying to find his man for 6. It's third and goal and third and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Touchdown, Buffaloes! Fit it in the window for the score.
And it's so underrated. The relationship between a QB and a wide receiver, the timing, the ability to know where he's going to be and be accurate with the football, that's what leads to nice touchdowns, Jesse.
Well, and the chemistry between these two guys has to be great when you're throwing into the end zone because coverage is going to be tight. The throw might not be perfect, but this is something these two guys have been repping in practice over and over and over, and it's paying dividends now in game.
They get set for the point afters. We have the first score of the game. And the extra point is good, and it's 7-0. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Fellas, it's gone final in a huge top 25 showdown. Here's how it went down. Penn State was able to squeak one out in front of those home fans at Beaver Stadium. In fact, I think in the end, the difference may have been that Happy Valley crowd who leaves happy with the win. Each week in college football, the tests are just so tough, and we found that out again today, guys, with another ranked team going down.
Yeah, how about that? Sounds as if they had a good ball game there. Kevin, thanks for the update. They'll run play action. Oh, it goes right through his hands, and he will think about that one for a while. It'll be third down. And now this offense will try to overcome that second down incompletion. He lost it high and deep down the left side. A big-time catch along the sidelines. Got the foot down and an excellent throw, too. He steps out of bounds after a huge play, but hang on just a second. Defense might get bailed out here by a flag. You make up the game plan and not a lot on the play sheet for this. Third and long from inside their own 20. And here's a fumble way behind the line. They recover their own fumble. How in the world does the offense avoid that disaster?
Well, the defense could smell blood in the water in that situation, and a great job pursuing, getting to the football, showing you all of that athleticism they have, and they come away with the safety.
And they'll set up for the free kick from their own 20. Look out, he's got room. And the Colorado offense is coming back onto the field. Took the last drive in for a touchdown. They'll try to do it again on this one. Got room to work. He's going to lose a yard on that one. After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. They'll run it from the gun. And there was nowhere to go. Just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. Backing up on the first 2 plays, now to try to throw it and drive on third down. He lofts one down the sideline. And they wanted it all on third down, but now dealing with fourth down. The Buffaloes line up to punt it away. They'll have to punt for the first time this afternoon. Makes the catch, wants to make a move upfield. They'll get down and put a stop to this return. They'll mark it at the 32. The SMU offense is headed back onto the field. Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw. Quickly to the tight end. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain. The Mustangs will hustle to the line. The play action fake. Fires to the wideout. Finds a man in the middle. Brought down at the 47-yard line after the 15-yard pickup.
And after that long completion for the first down, did you see everybody sprinting to the line of scrimmage offensively? They want to go tempo right now.
Got his man. And he's able to bounce off one tackle for a solid pickup. And the Mustangs with a second and short to keep this drive moving. Quarterback on the keeper. He's going to lose a yard on that one. The Mustangs are at the line looking to convert on third and short. They'll run for it on third and short. Putting together a real scoring threat here as they pick up the first down at the 36. Just can't pull the trigger, and the quarterback is sacked at the 41.
Well, I think one of the biggest reasons why this team is finding themselves in a hole here in the first half is this has been a sack party. They can't keep the defense off of their quarterback. They haven't been able to get the ball deep down the field, throwing it with the consistency they want because they can't keep their quarterback standing up straight.
And the Mustangs trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. They'll send the tight end in motion. He'll pull it on the read. A solid pickup there before the defense is able to make the stop.
Well, this is a quarterback who has outstanding running ability, and he's hoping the defense is going to give him an opportunity to tuck this football and get upfield, but there was nothing there. You saw him that time. Hold on to it, hold, hoping someone on defense was going to get out of position, but nobody did. Really nice job by the defense that time. Playing assignment football against the option, and everybody staying home.
Brought down at the 33-yard line as this defense gets a third down stop. He boomed it through a 50-yard field goal, showing off that powerful leg.
Well, that kid just showed off his hammer for a leg, 50-plus, and he did it with ease.
So they were able to put up a 3 spot on that last drive, and now the kickoff team out there as they prepare to put boot to leather. And he takes this from inside the 5. Colorado has the ball back, and the Buffaloes hoping to put their team in prime position on offense. They missed an opportunity to extend this lead the last time they had it, Jesse.
Yeah.
And that defense gets to him, and down he goes at the 9.
And really good job getting to the quarterback. That's priority number 1, trying to get pressure on him, get him to the ground as a bonus. They had 6 sacks in their last game. They got to keep building on that number if they want to keep stacking wins.
And the Buffaloes now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. They'll go to work in the air on second down. And here comes the pressure, and there he goes down again.
And how about that back-to-back sack? You want 2 sacks in a game. That's a great game. He is flying around, getting to that quarterback and getting him on the ground.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On third and long, he'll need to loosen up that arm. And that'll be incomplete. They certainly weren't afraid to take a shot there, and now it's 4th down. And the Buffaloes will call on their punt team. 3 and out, and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. Now a fair catch is called for and made just shy of midfield. The Mustangs have the ball back and ready to go to work. Leaves it with the running back. They'll stop him at the 41, but he's got 10 yards, and they'll move the chains. The Mustangs racing to the line in the hurry-up. Use the play fake, now to throw. It's picked off. Don't see that very often from this Heisman Trophy candidate. Never had a chance to get rolling after the pick, but he gives them the ball in prime field position at the 40. And the offense takes the field, ready to go back to work. Off play action. The throw. Finds his tight end. And that corner came in hot despite knowing that he was giving up some size. Second down, they'll go to the air. Here's a heat. He'll try to do it himself. Finding an escape route. He got enough for the first down before sliding, but there is a marker on the field. It might be coming back. When you've already seen your quarterback go down 3 times, you might as well try holding, and they didn't get away with it. Second down, he'll throw it. Gets it to the back. This freshman makes the stop after a short gain. Let's see what they do on third down. Looking to throw, and he needs a chunk play. Unloads to the wideout. Soft spot in the middle. They'll make the stop about 3 yards short of the first down. The Buffaloes send out the punt unit. And that is how a punter helps out his defense, pinning them deep in their own territory. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Let's see if this offense can get out of a hole as they start this drive at their own 8. Here's the handoff. Got enough for the first down. He picks up the first down, brought down, but not before he put that dude in a blender.
And the offense with a nice run, breaks off a little bit of run, gets a first down. Oh, and here they go again. First down, you've seen this. They like to go fast.
And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain. Line getting set on second down. Looking to fire. Swings it out to his running back. And he throws hands with that strong, stiff arm, but still not a lot of running room there. And the Mustangs are at the line looking to convert on third and short. On third and short, they'll try to pick it up on the ground here. And with that effort, they pick up a fresh set of downs. They have it at the 34-yard line.
Well, you got to be able to turn the page quickly on defense. Just gave up a first down on the ground, but here comes tempo. You've got to get lined up.
Got his man out of the backfield. Tackled almost immediately. They're well short of the first down. As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. Back to pass on second down. Rush is on him. Here comes the rush, and they've got him wrapped up at the 28. So they go back to work after the break, and it is third down. Guys, Colorado has the lead here. We've played one. Before we move on, let's have a look at the stats. They flipped into the field, and we're ready to play. Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On third and long, you'll need to push it downfield. Breaks into the open. And he scoots his way to the first down and then slides to avoid the hit. The Mustangs moving quickly to the line.
This quarterback, man, looks like he's playing angry right now. He did not like that interception he threw the last time out on the field. You could see on the sidelines, guys. He could not wait to get back out there, and that time it was like he was running mad. I don't even know if he really wanted to throw that ball. He just wanted to take off, scramble, go get the first down.
Wants to go up top on first down. Makes the catch. We'll give him a couple on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up. Offense in the hurry-up.
How nice is it in this offense to have your best receiver playing in the slot? You're matching him up against linebackers, against safeties, or nickel corners. Nickel corners are oftentimes the defense's third best cornerback. This guy is virtually uncoverable.
Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. This first half of offense won't go on the highlight reel so far, but starting to get things moving, it's 1st and 10. Sweet cut there. Gets out of bounds after the big play, and they'll be set up in business with a 1st and goal. And the Mustangs kept this drive moving on the ground, now back to work. A 1st down run in the red zone. He'll be brought down at the 5-yard line, and this defense is on its heels. Pulls it in. That completion has them right on the doorstep. They'll mark it at the 1. This defense has been able to force a couple of 3rd downs, but they haven't been able to get the stop. Can they do it this time? He didn't get it. Not only that, he lost yardage. So now on comes the field goal unit. And he'll try to knock through a short one, his 2nd of the day, this one from 23. Splits the uprights right down the middle. The lead is down to a field goal. So after the made field goal, they'll kick it away and rely on their defense. Bringing it back. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. And the Colorado offense is coming back onto the field. Off the play fake on 1st down to throw. He just missed the target on that one. Got to put it on his body. They're dealing with a 2nd and long. After the incompletion, back to the passing game. And the timing just a hair off. This defense has kept them backed up. Now one more stop, and they can get off the field on 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Quickly complete. He makes it up to the 20-yard line before going out of bounds. And the Buffaloes will punt this one away. Wants to return it. That's a perfect example of not settling for a fair catch. Pick up whatever yardage you can and help out the offense. The give to the tailback. And that defense is there to guide him out of bounds after a short gain. The Mustangs come to the line in the hurry-up. Out of the gun, the running back has it. He breaks a tackle. And it took the defense a bit to get a handle on him, a little slippery with all those juke moves. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. And the Mustangs come to the line on 3rd and short, trying to convert here. Wants to throw on 3rd down. He's got the tight end. Oh, he's getting ahead. Touchdown, Mustangs! Nice catch and good work afterwards to get it into the end zone.
And that's what I think makes this tight end so dynamic. He's so dangerous once he has the ball in his hands. There's so many tight ends out there that are just possession guys, and they usually go down right after they catch the ball. This guy has the ability to, with his speed, to make people miss, and he showed it to you right there on that touchdown catch.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And he made the extra point without problem. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Interesting to see the ripple effects after this one in the SEC today, fellas. Florida dominated almost from wire to wire. And a game like this makes you harken back to those Chris Leak, Tim Tebow, Brandon Spikes teams that won it all in 2006 and again in 2008. An SEC clash and an impressive showing that could be a huge confidence builder for this program. Back to you.
Kevin, thanks a lot for that one. Sounds as if they had a good one there. Off the play fake. Oh, they're after after him. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face third down. From the gun, wants to pass. Throws to the wideout. Pulls it in. They'll make the stop about a yard short of the first down. And the Buffaloes will try to pin them back with the punt. They may have to pay him overtime. He's punting for the 5th time today. He makes a fair catch, couple of steps inside his own 25 at the 23-yard line. Wide receiver going in motion. Off the play fake on first down. Gets it out quickly. Makes the grab almost to the first down marker, but a good pickup on that one. The Mustangs in a good spot here with 2nd and short. Sometimes the ball just bounces your way, and the offense very lucky to keep possession on that one. Ball is at the 35. It's 1st and 10. Pulls and fires it complete to the right. Didn't pick up a lot there. Moved it forward just a few. And the Mustangs want to move quickly. The RPO, it's complete. They're able to get him stopped just shy of the first down marker. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. The Mustangs come to the line on 3rd down, trying to keep this drive alive. Looking to move the chains. They throw it complete to the left. He's got first down yardage across the 50. They'll mark it at the 49. These two guys, just on the same wavelength, they make clutch connections all the time.
And that's practice, man. That's all summer. That's all spring. Just so many hundreds and thousands of balls where you know exactly when that guy's going to break. You know he's a stud. You're going to feed him, especially on these 3rd down situations.
2nd down, they'll go to the air. Finds a little space. He's really close to that first down marker, but they stop him just a bit short. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. And the Mustangs line up, trying to move the sticks on 3rd and short. Tries to slither forward on the sneak. And he needed 1 yard, and he didn't get it. The defense won the battle up front. Splits the uprights from 56, and he's got 3 on the board.
Well, you're always going to wonder what woulda, coulda, shoulda happened on 4th and inches had they gone for it. But with this kicker, I like taking 3 points and putting it on the board.
After putting up the field goal, they're set to kick it away. On the run from inside his own 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Going right to work up top. Looking deep. And a big play on the left sideline. Excellent awareness to get that foot in bounds.
What a throw on first down on the first play of the drive. And I think sometimes quarterbacks are given an alert on a specific play. And what that means is maybe the ball was supposed to go to somebody else. But in pre-snap, if the quarterback sees a matchup he likes, he's given the green light to take the shot. And I think that's exactly what happened on that play.
Ball marked at the 26. It's 1st and 10. Looking downfield on first down. Got the back over the middle. And a good job of coverage by that defense. Just a short pickup. Well, will they dial up on 2nd and a long way to go? Back to pass. Firing to the right, complete. Good pickup, a little bit short of the sticks. The Buffaloes come to the ball trying to pick up this 3rd and short. They'll run the sneak for it.
Well, and he gets stuffed on that QB sneak. He's just not doing a really good job of reading the crease and finding a little space to kind of tuck into and drive his feet. He's just running himself into a wall there.
Well, and how about the big boys up front? Make a crease. Push somebody back. Create some space. There was nowhere to go.
Well, the head coach decided to play it safe on 4th and inches and trot his field goal team out there, and his field goal kicker just made him look like a pretty smart guy.
He'll start the return inside his 5. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. The SMU offense is headed back onto the field. The give to the back. Finds his way ahead for 3 out to the 27-yard line. The Mustangs are in the hurry-up.
I like the decision there in the RPO game too, guys. I know he only got a couple of yards, but that play's going to open up bigger opportunities throwing the football down the field in the RPO game too. So keep handing it off to this guy. Let him see what he can do. And when the defense gives you the look to hold the football and then finally throw it, that's when you take advantage.
Good timing on the quick out. And he's got enough for the first down. It'll be at the 35. And the Mustangs come to the line with a fresh set of downs. To the air on first down. He's got him. And the defense had that one well covered. Just a short game there. Picked up some yardage with that completion. Now 2nd down.
Yeah, and listen, I'm going to move this guy everywhere. He's in the slot this time, but I'm not going to let the defense understand where he's lining up.
Looking deep down the right side. Hits him in stride at the 10. Touchdown, SMU. Hauled that baby in and then strolled into the end zone for the score.
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge, and also the anticipation, the timing. To be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone, that was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. And listen, a lot of times touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
Ready to try the point after. And the extra point is good, and they have an 11-point lead. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Kickoff unit is out there again, and this crowd is feeling themselves after that last drive. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. Colorado has the ball back, and the Buffaloes hoping to put their team in prime position on offense. Really good job to pick up a chunk of yardage and get it out to the 39-yard line. The give on the inside. And that's a very productive first down play and bringing up 2nd and 3. Might as well stick with him. This freshman makes the stop after a short gain. And the Buffaloes come to the line trying to find a way to convert on 3rd and very short. He'll sneak it and try to surge forward.
The defense just can't seem to find a way to get off the field. That time, QB sneak for the first down. They need a turnover or something to try to generate some momentum.
Immediately fires to the middle. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few. Wants to fire on 2nd down. Got his man on the right. Brought down at the 38. It's a pickup of 10 and a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Takes the easy completion.
They're throwing the swing pass to the back, just trying to get him the ball in space to see if he can make people miss. That time, though, the defense, nice job with the tackle.
Looking to throw again. Quick strike complete. Nowhere to go and not much to show for that one. A 3rd down play coming from the 32 as they try to keep the drive going. And the quarterback runs out of time, and down he goes at the 38.
What a great job by this defense setting the tone early. In the first half, they've been hitting the quarterback early and often. Make him feel uncomfortable. Make him feel that pressure. Keep getting him on the ground. That's why they've built a lead.
And on 4th down, they'll try to salvage the drive with a field goal. Everything will have to be clean from 55 yards away. And it took everything he had, but he barely gets it in there. That'll make it a one-possession game. The lead is 8.
And not to be the old guys in the booth, but we are the old guys in the booth. Man, 50-yard field goals used to be really, really hard. Kickers nowadays, man, they are making it look so much easier, and he does right there.
He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. This late in the half, here's the question. How aggressive will the play calling be? Still on his feet at the 35. They get this sophomore on the ground, but he continues to make plays. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. They're going to ride this running back. Hard running there. They'll knock him down, and that'll take us to halftime. We played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Guys, 2 quarters down, and I've got to say, this has been a fun watch so far in Dallas. And this has just been a passing clinic, really, by both offenses. They've effectively stretched these defenses, forcing the secondaries to cover every blade of grass, and they've still racked up big plays. Man or zone, pick your poison, or lay some blame at the feet of those pass rushers who can't do anything against the maulers on that offensive line. And with that, let's send it back to the guys at Gerald J. Ford Stadium.
And the Buffaloes will line up to kick off and start the second half. On the move from inside his 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. The Mustangs have the ball back and ready to go to work. They go to work in the third quarter with the lead, but they have had a little trouble keeping their quarterback upright.
Yeah, and you have the lead, you're positive, but the offensive line coach is definitely going to be upset. And the offensive coordinator, listen, I don't want my guy getting touched. He's being productive, but give him some more time here in the second half.
I think you can do that, too, offensively, by maybe leaving your tight end in to help block, maybe chipping with running backs to help these tackles out on the edge, because you're right, that pocket has been shaky, and if it continues to be that way in the second half, this could be a much different looking football game.
And they pick up just 1. It'll be 3rd and 9. The Mustangs want to pick up the tempo. On 3rd down, he drops to throw. Hauls it in. He's going to come up a couple of yards short of the first down. This is an area of the field where it's really advantageous to just go for it. Needs it to keep this drive alive. He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a first down. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. And the Mustangs are moving quickly down the field. He'll keep it himself. Not much working there. It'll be 2nd and 9. Went to the running game on first down. Now here they come again.
Yeah, and it's a nice job by this defense understanding, listen, that QB is a threat. And they're going to run all kinds of options, and he's going to run the football. They were dialed in and got that sucker to the ground.
Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. The Mustangs are at the line looking to convert on 3rd and short. He'll keep it on the sneak. And the defense stands up this offensive line and stuffs him right at the line of scrimmage. He didn't get it. Makes a catch. First down and maybe a lot more. And that's where they'll mark him, but a very productive play, and they'll move the chains.
Hey, I got to be honest. I don't know if the defense was expecting that type of throw on 4th down. It looked like they were all huddled close to the line of scrimmage, looking for something in the quick game, but instead the quarterback takes a shot vertically down the field and catch the defense off guard.
This defense just can't get off the field. The offense unstoppable. Quick release by the QB. Touchdown Mustangs! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip
this receiver is dangerous because of what he can do after the catch. Once he has the football, he is so good at making defenders miss. You saw it on that play.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And with the extra point, they move on top by 15. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
A lot of eyeballs on your game, guys, and a few on this interesting matchup as well. UConn is currently trailing in this one, but it feels like the tide may be turning. These Huskies have picked themselves up before, and they're capable of it again today. They're trailing by 10 to Georgia State. For now, it's back to you fellas, but of course, if anything changes, we'll see it right here.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. Off the boot, looking for his man. Makes a connection. And he's to the 48-yard line. That'll be good enough for a first down.
And this defense is going to have their hands full because they're going to need to be comfortable with guys one-on-one on islands in the perimeter of the field. And they're just going to have to make better plays than what we saw right there. They knew this offense was going to try to be aggressive. Got to need better effort in the back end for this defense moving forward.
Looking to the big tight end. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there, forcing second down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. Going to swing it on second down.
My job is to...
Quarterback feeling that pressure, and he's knocked down at 42.
And it's been a long day for this offense. If you can't protect your quarterback, it's hard to be successful. That's the 5th sack they have given up. The offensive coordinator has no answers, and this defense has been flying around.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, no secret what he needs here. And that deep shot's going to wind up incomplete, but we do have a flag on the field. Let's see what the official says. This defense happy with how that last play turned out, so they'll decline the penalty. The Buffaloes will bring the punt team onto the field. They're up to a half-dozen kicks today. All the way back to the 15. They'll get him down at the 21-yard line. The coverage team able to stop him right there. He'll do it himself. And this one will be stopped for no gain. And the Mustangs headed quickly to the line.
Phenomenal job by the defense that time, shutting down the option play. They knew they were going to see this in this game, and all week long in practice, they really focused on this assignment football, making sure the dive, the quarterback, the pitch, all taken away. Nowhere to go with the football that time offensively. The defense coming up with a huge negative play.
You want to create favorable matchups, and the angle... Oh, he's got some space. They'll get the first down. It's spotted on the 49. The Mustangs come to the line with a new set of downs.
The defense has got to be more physical up front. Don't let them have those running lanes, those holes to break off a nice run, get a first down. And here's the thing, you better reload quick because they're right back on the line to call another play.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Reads it, fires complete. And they pick up just a few on that completion. How aggressive might this play call be on 3rd and short from the 46? From the gun, wants to pass. Makes the grab. Inside the 35, knocked out of bounds. This offense with a big play, and they'll mark it at the 33.
When you're a playmaker like this guy is, your coaches are going to dial up plays intended for you, especially on 3rd down. That's what you saw in that last play.
Touchdown, SMU! And the beatdown has ensued.
Loving what I'm seeing from this offense this week. I'm talking to them, they felt like last week's win was a lot closer than what it should have been. They didn't play to their full potential, but they did that here in this game. When they're hitting on all cylinders, they are scared.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And he knocks the extra point through the uprights. So it's an 80-yard drive. They're set to kick it off, and this crowd now ready to get behind them. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. And the Colorado offense is coming back onto the field. They just didn't quite find the rhythm on that last drive, Jesse. They had to punt it.
I think they got to be more physical, David. I think up front they got to do a better job getting blocks and establishing this running game.
And how easy does football become if you're the more physical team? If you can threaten the run and then run play action, it opens up the whole offense at your disposal.
Third down, and this offense is already in a world of trouble. They could really use a conversion, not to mention multiple scores. And the incomplete pass will bring up 4th down. And the Buffaloes will send out the punt unit. Let's see what he can do with it. Little pressure on the coverage team there, and they'll stop him at the 47-yard line. All right, guys, so here's the offense back on the field again. Out of the chute, quick toss to the right. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few. Now on 2nd down. Wants to go up top. Finds a tight end. Making a little bit of progress there. He gets it to the 40 before getting out of bounds. They'll put it in play from the 40 on 1st and 10. Looking to throw on 1st down. Going to try to pop one on the screen. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Working well behind the sticks on 2nd down. Wants to throw again. Fires to the wideout. Wide open downfield. He's brought down, but what a play for this offense, and they'll have it at the 12-yard line.
To be honest, I think the quarterback was a little bit surprised himself at the play call that came in that time. You've got a 3-possession lead here in the 3rd quarter of this game. You're probably expecting some short throws, some runs. And this play caller is still asking for shot plays. And listen, you're the quarterback. You're happy to oblige. When you've got the playmakers you have offensively, just keep chucking it.
2nd down coming up on this red zone opportunity. They'll move the wide receiver. Now the play fake. Lets it go to the end zone. Can't make the grab as he was looking for his man right at the goal line. Tight quarters deep in the red zone, but they can pick up a 1st down without scoring. 3rd down. Finds his big tight end. And he motors into the end zone. Touchdown, Mustangs.
That's number 2 on the day, having a day. I mean, you know he's going to catch the football, and you know he's going to make plays after he catches. Those are the kind of guys that you feature, and you find them, and they produce like this, you keep finding them.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And they add the extra point to finish the drive. They just finished off a 53-yard scoring drive. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And he passes on the touchback. Here he comes. Stopped at the 17, and he's probably second-guessing that return. Colorado has the ball back, and the Buffaloes hoping to put their team in prime position on offense. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. Looking to fire. It's complete on the right side. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain. Passing game very effective on 2nd down. What about here on 3rd? From the gun, wants to pass. And the quarterback is knocked down back at the 13.
And everybody in the stadium knew that was going to be a pass, right, guys? I mean, it's third down. You're trailing by so many points right now, and the defense is just smelling blood in the water. They're like sharks out there right now, getting after the quarterback. They've been doing that all game, by the way, and that's a trend that looks like it's just simply going to continue.
And the Buffaloes will line up to punt it away. And the returner could find no daylight. He goes down. The SMU offense is headed back onto the field. This offense has really been clicking in the game so far, Jesse.
No doubt. Everything their play caller is dialing up, these guys offensively have been able to go out and execute it.
Yeah, and it's just maintaining the lead. Keep doing what you've been doing. You got a big lead. Let's just keep piling it on until they find an answer.
Pulls it and fires to the left. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the first down. They'll leave it with him. Makes a man miss. The freshman brought down after a really nice run there. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. And the Mustangs with the 1st and 10. Pulls and fires complete to the right.
This quarterback right now is in a groove, and he's doing a nice job in the pre-snap. He's reading the coverage, and he's getting an idea of where he wants to go with the football. That's why the ball's coming out of his hands so quickly, and that's why he seems like he's in a great rhythm.
He rolls all the way down to the 5-yard line before they finally get him stopped. As they get set to snap it, just about to reach the end of the quarter. They'll use the running game on 1st and goal. And he'll be stopped for no gain on the final play of the 3rd quarter. 4th quarter is coming up. And talk about spreading the ball around. Everyone getting a chance to show off the hands based on the number of targets we've seen. I guess if you're an optimist, the stage is set for a massive 4th quarter comeback. They'd love to start this quarter off with a touchdown right here. He'll run it to the middle, looking for the end zone. He works his way ever closer, all the way down to the 1-yard line. Will they be able to get that one more yard? Trying to get in the end zone, and the ball is loose. And he gets back on top of it, and a first disaster. This kicker's leg is getting a workout. He's already made 3 field goals, and here he comes again. Didn't make him sweat at all. It's good. And that'll add 3 more to a lead that is already way out of hand. That lead just keeps getting fatter, and this kickoff team doing a little running. From inside his own 10, let's see what he gets. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. And the Colorado offense is coming back onto the field. Off the play fake on 1st down to throw. And the Heat gets there. And they get him down at the 14-yard line.
Well, the defense is not taking their foot off the gas. They've got a huge lead. We're early in the 4th quarter, and still they're getting pressure on this quarterback, registering a sack.
The Buffaloes have put themselves in dire straits after that last play. It's 2nd and a mile. Back to pass. Here's the pressure. And he feels the heat coming in and burns him up. Another sack.
It is so nice when you get a team down and you know the pass is coming. They have to pass, and that's why that dude's got 3 sacks, because they're pummeling them. All passing situations, all rushing the passer, all padding the stats.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, he's going to have to turn one loose downfield. Snags it on the right. He steps out right at the 40-yard line, and now they are in business moving toward midfield. Finally, some signs of life from this offense, which has done nothing in the second half. It's 1st and 10. Makes it past the marker. Good pick up there. They'll move the chains, and they're set up at the 41. And the Buffaloes are rolling down the field. Looking to throw on first down. Under fire. And the defense will corral the quarterback, and down he goes at midfield.
It's a curious play call offensively to try to throw after that great gain on the ground the snap before. If you're winning in the trenches up front, keep it going. Let the big fellas go to work. I don't like the idea of throwing the ball there.
And the Buffaloes with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. Gets the back moving. To the air on second down. Bringing the heat. Pressure in his face, and he lets it fly. Just had to get rid of that one. Good job to fight another play. They'll try to move the chains on this 3rd and long from the 50. Fires to the big fella. They make the stop, but there is a flag on the field. We'll see what that's all about.
Holding. Offense.
They'll decline the penalty here and let the result of that play stand. Down in the 4th quarter, it's too late for empty possessions. They'll go for it on 4th down. He'll loft one deep down the left side. And that falls incomplete on 4th down, but wait just a second. There is a flag, and this is a big call. So the offense, more than happy with the result of the play, will decline the penalty. The give to the back. Oh, he's got a chance. There he goes. And he will finally go out of bounds after another big gain, and they are absolutely gashing them with this running game. The Mustangs, after exploding for that huge run, back to work. Goes to the option. Quick toss. And that defensive penetration gave him no chance, and he is ridden out of bounds. Give to the back. That is a big win for this defense, as they were right there as soon as he got the ball. 3rd down, and they need 15 after 2 negative plays. Active hands from the defense forcing that incomplete pass. So they're going to send out the field goal unit to try a long one. He says he's got a big leg. He's going to have to show it from 56 yards out. Thought he had it and couldn't get it through the uprights. He missed it. They blow the field goal. Something finally goes wrong.
And sometimes I just feel like 4th down, man, just go for it every time. Like, the field goal miss-make rate. And listen, kickers have improved the last couple of years, but you left some points off the scoreboard there.
They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple. After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. Motion from the wide receiver. Here's the shuffle pass. It's complete. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain. They've got a good chunk of ground to cover on 3rd and long from the 41. From the gun, wants to pass. Time running out, and he goes down at the 34.
I know this defense came into this game hoping to get pressure on the quarterback, but I don't know in their wildest dreams if they ever thought it was going to look this good. I lost track at 5 sacks. They have been all over this quarterback today.
Coach has no choice here. The offense has to stay on the field, down multiple possessions this late. 4th down attempt coming. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Downfield and incomplete. The defense holds. Great place to start for this offense. To the ground with the back. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Off the RPO, complete. This freshman makes the stop after a short gain. Now facing a 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. He's got an open man. Finally corralled, but not before. He picks up the first down.
And at some point for the defense, I'm just thinking, hey, man, like, it's got to be somebody else. I mean, the big tight end has made play after play after play today, and we know if it gets close in the fourth quarter, they're going to look his way, so the defense really needs to have a plan.
And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, SMU!
And this always is the debate of where you fall. It's your job to stop me, or I should get concerned, because this offense obviously has had themselves a day, and apparently their day's not over. They're going to continue to keep scoring, and the defense better do something about it.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point was good to finish things off. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Gentlemen, let's take a look at what's happening in this exciting college football game. OU, oh my. Oklahoma is putting on a show offensively today. They just simply can't be stopped. They're up by 33 over San Diego State. Just another week of college football where we've come to expect the unexpected. Fellas?
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it. Not what they had in mind to start this drive. Here comes 2nd and 13. Wants to go up top. Grabs it in the middle. And they get to him and knock him down to prevent a big gain. They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long.
It's 3rd down.
From the gun, wants to pass. And the quarterback is knocked down back at the 13.
You gotta love a defense that just is flying around and having fun. That's what these guys look like, right? All game long, everything has gone their way. And here we are early in the fourth quarter, and they are still bringing their A game, getting a sack on that last one.
The Buffaloes will punt it away on 4th down. 3 and out, they got stuck in reverse. They hope the punt can bail them out. He'll call for the fair catch here. The Mustangs have the ball back and ready to go to work. They'll ride the running back and leave it with him.
And here's the mindset if you're on offense. Fourth quarter, you've got a huge lead. Obviously, you're going to run the football, but just be aware of the clock. You don't want to snap it too quickly. You're probably just doing safe runs inside the tackles like you saw right there. You just got to execute. You got to be aware, but you've got this game in hand so long as you don't turn it over.
It's 1st and 10 from the 44-yard line. Wants to throw on 1st down. Working that left side now. And he'll make his way out of bounds after the solid pickup. Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on 2nd down. They'll keep it on the ground, trying to milk the clock. There was just nowhere to cut back. Great job by the defense, and he'll have to take the loss. 3rd and long, and he'll try to throw for it. Right on the money. Really good surge for this offense. They move the chains, and he's got it at the 34. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. And the Mustangs are on the move. They'll move the tight end. The run from the shotgun. Runs through the tackle. Makes the tackle at the 23-yard line. Give him 10 yards and enough for the 1st down. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. The Mustangs back to the line on 1st down. Let's see if they keep leaning on this running game. Out of the crowd, and now he's got room. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. We've reached a 2-minute timeout, and in all likelihood, they could just run the clock out. We'll see if they want to rub a little salt in the wound. They'll go to work in the air on 2nd down. Makes the grab on the left. They'll get it down to the 10-yard line on that completion. And the Mustangs are threatening on 1st and goal. He'll try to get it in with the run. Beck's going for the goal line. He pushes it forward all the way to the 2-yard line. Boy, if that first down play was any indication, they might walk this thing in on 2nd and goal. Tight end now in motion. Quarterback on the keeper. And he gets nothing. And this defense is not giving an inch right on the goal line. This is what you're looking for when you have the better team. Go out and show it. Don't fool around with them. Go out and play to a standard of excellence.
Just dominate. You know you're going to take care of business. You know you're going to win. It's like how many? How many can I win by? And I like that you keep your foot on the gas and just continue to pile it on. It's their job to stop you. Let them do their job. You just keep going on.
It's not about the X's and the O's. It's the Jimmies and the Joes. This is why recruiting is so important in college football. They just had better players. More physical, they were faster, and it showed today.
Thanks so much for spending some time with us. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.